The following content does not reflect the opinions of Fox Sports Radio, because in my opinion, it's a holiday, and I should have the f***ing day off.
All right.
Yo.
Coming to you live from Philly. It's the number one rated Paulie Tony Fusco Show.
Yo.
As always, Paulie Fusco here with Tony Fusco and Tony.
Yo.
Huge show today. You know, we're going to tell you why the Eagles clearly won that game against the Cowboys, despite what the mainstream media wants to tell you.
Exactly.
And a controversial comment about Shedeur Sanders. We're going to end the controversy once and for all. Plus, we have such a special holiday treat just for you.
Yeah, we do.
Debuting a new holiday song destined to be a classic about Joel Embiid.
Oh, yeah.
It is going to bring a tear to your eyes. So you'll need to grab your Kleenex there. By the way, you might be wondering why we're recording over Thanksgiving. Well, that's because the lazy people in the media, they take it off.
Yeah.
We don't do that.
Not us.
Yeah, we have what's called a work ethic.
Yeah,
In fact,
exactly.
if there's anything that this holiday is about, it's about you giving thanks to us.
Thanking
right,
us.
Tony?
Yeah, exactly.
And the way you do that is you leave a review on the Apple Pods, right? You subscribe, you like, you get your friends to do the same.
5 stars,
I mean, we know you're not at your job right now, so you got no excuse. You know?
Exactly. Holiday's over. Get to work.
Yeah, get to work. In fact, that's what we're going to do right now and get right into our top story. All right, first out the gate, the Cowboys and their desperate, delusional fans right now, they continue to celebrate their team's so-called impressive comeback win, down from 21-0 Sunday. But, Tony, these fools, they clearly don't understand football, do they?
No. What people are forgetting is that football is a job. And football teams are workplaces. The Cowboys offense showed up to work late, while the Eagles offense showed up on time, got all their work done early, and then took a much-deserved rest. Meanwhile, the lazy, entitled Dallas Cowboys procrastinated, barely got their work done in time, and now they're celebrating that?
Terrible.
Shame on them. That's unprofessional workplace behavior. They don't deserve a win. They don't even deserve to keep their jobs, if you ask me.
I couldn't agree more, Tony. And you know what people forget is that football organizations are businesses.
Businesses, exactly.
And how do businesses measure businesses?
By quarters. Exactly. And the Eagles had a very strong Q1 and Q2. And they're actually coming off a strong last 73 quarters. I mean, when you think about it, that actually makes them one of the top performing companies in the world, up there with Amazon and Google.
Valuable business perspective there, Tony. And I got to say, when people say we lost this game because the Eagles' offense is bad, I say no.
No way.
We lost because our offense is too good.
Exactly.
There's a reason Jake Elliott, the kicker, missed that 56-yard field goal. He was so used to kicking just quick extra points, short ones after touchdowns, because they never made him kick field goals. They're too good.
Exactly. When people say the Cowboys kicker is so good at kicking field goals, that's because Dak sucks so much in the red zone that the kicker gets extra unfair amounts of practice. That's my one criticism of Jalen Hurts. I hate to say it, but he scores way too many touchdowns, and I have to think it might be hurting our team.
Undeniable analysis there, Tony. And I still maintain that Sunday's game against the Cowboys was a win for the Eagles.
Absolutely.
These fools, they like to tell you that it's how you finish that matters. No. It's how you start that matters.
Of course. I mean, think about it. If you went to see a movie and it had a terrible beginning, you wouldn't stick around to see the ending.
No.
I'm talking about real stinkers, like that movie, The Sixth Sense. In the first part of that movie, Bruce Willis gets shot by Donnie Wahlberg. But then the whole rest of the movie focuses on Bruce Willis and that annoying kid. I was sitting there like, wait, what happened to Donnie Wahlberg? What happened to his family? And why was it Donnie Wahlberg and not Mark Wahlberg? Was Mark Wahlberg busy that day or doing something else? So naturally, I lost interest and I got up and left.
Yeah, me too, Tony. Just too many unanswered questions.
Exactly.
Frankly, I'm glad that the Eagles wound up losing that game in the end. Because, what's the one thing every team needs to get better?
Adversity, of course. There just hasn't been enough adversity for the Eagles, and they were getting a little too comfortable. I mean, this reminds me of my fourth date with this girl I used to date, Sheila. Everything was going so well, and then I forgot to meet her at a restaurant one night and left her out in a snowstorm, and she had to walk 5 hours all the way home through a bitterly cold and dangerous Arctic blizzard. And she called me all mad and upset, and I said, sweetheart, things between us were going a little too good. We needed a little adversity. Watch, our relationship is going to be so much better. And once she was done being hospitalized for severe frostbite, we were better than ever.
Yeah, just such great relationship advice and a good lesson for all the young men and women, dating out there. And,
thank you.
Well, now to Shedeur Sanders. All right, he got his first NFL start and win against the Raiders.
Yeah.
But, of course, that brings the haters out of the woodwork, Tony. They're saying it's not impressive because the Raiders aren't, quote, a good team.
Please.
I don't know what these people are talking about.
Me neither. There are clearly lots of reasons why the Browns beating the Raiders is impressive. The Raiders coach is a Super Bowl winner, and the roster's filled with Super Bowl champions who've won with other teams. Also, technically, the Raiders haven't been eliminated from the playoffs, so they are a Super Bowl contender. And also, they're always in the Super Bowl conversation when you ask people to name teams that have won a Super Bowl. So that's impressive, too.
Yeah, again, couldn't agree more, Tony. And while we're talking Shedeur, we got to talk about a baffling comment from Kendrick Perkins. The other day, Kendrick Perkins said Shedeur Sanders is, quote, the most powerful black person in America since 2009 when Barack Obama was elected. But, Tony, when I heard this, I thought, well, that's just totally insulting to Shedeur Sanders, didn't you?
Yeah, I did too. I mean, when you compare Shedeur's stats with Obama's stats, it's not even close. Right now, Shedeur has a 41.7% completion percentage. But when you look at how much legislation Obama completed, well, it's only a lowly 3.8%. And football is a battle, and Shedeur's win percentage right now is 100% in games he started. Meanwhile, I can't name a single battle or war that Obama won. So we got to put him at 0%. Just a hands-down victory by Shedeur.
Great statistical analysis there, Tony. And, well, we got to talk about this news with the Giants. There are reports that Rams defensive coordinator Chris Shula, the grandson of legendary Dolphins coach Don Shula, is in contention to become the Giants' next head coach. But, Tony, this seems like the wrong move, doesn't it?
I can't be the only one asking this question, but why not just hire Don Shula? With AI these days, you can bring anyone back to life. I just saw a very convincing video the other day of JFK tag team wrestling with Martin Luther King Jr. And I thought it was real for a good 20 seconds or so. Well, I was thinking, why not just use AI to bring back Don Shula and have him coach the Giants? In fact, I used the latest technology to demonstrate what that would look like. Here is undead Don Shula in action.
Wow. I'm watching this. It's a zombie Don Shula on the sidelines. It's totally realistic, though.
And he could also be programmed to say things any coach would say, like eat their brains or knock out their brains and feed them to me.
Just a great idea, Tony. And, watching this, I just had a thought here. Don Shula, zombie Don Shula would have the intimidation factor because, teams would be afraid. Not because the Giants would have a good defense, but one bite from zombie Don Shula, could turn you into a zombie.
Exactly.
Yeah. Just amazing work there, Tony. Really changing the game. I bet the Giants, I wouldn't be surprised if the Giants make a move there. And, while we're moving, Tony, let's go to the Sixers where both Joel Embiid and Paul George continue to miss games due to injury. And, Tony, a lot of fools out there, they're angry at the players and the coaches here, but I think they're missing the point, don't you?
100%. you shouldn't be mad at the Sixers roster of players, but the Sixers roster of medical staff.
Yep.
It's clear we need to draft better doctors.
Yep.
I mean, are we scouting the right hospitals and medical schools?
Nope.
Doesn't look like it to me.
Yep.
You know, you got to question their choices. Like, why did we draft Militiditis H. Zagonis, MD, to be the head team physician? And
No idea.
Osh S. Dianoda, MD, CAQSM, to be the lead primary care sports medicine physician when Dr. Roz was sitting there on the board undrafted? You just got to question these choices.
You got to question their choices,
Yeah.
Tony. This great sports and also medical analysis there by you.
Thank you.
Well, you know, here's a choice you can't question, of course, right, Tony? Our sponsor, Fresh Clean Threads, always has great products, great deals. But right now, they've got huge deals on shirts, pants, sweatshirts, everything.
All of it.
It's their Black Friday sale.
Yup.
And you can get 25% off site-wide with up to 50% off some products.
Wow.
How do you do it? Well, can we trust you to just click a link? It's that simple. Click the link in the description of this show, the bios of our social channel. We put it everywhere
It's
so you
everywhere.
can't miss it. And Fresh Clean Threads, go there right now. You got until November 29th, all right?
Yep.
And, well, now, Tony, it's to this point in the show. People have been waiting. You know, every year we do a special holiday song.
we do.
And, well, this year is no exception. In fact, we are about to debut a new holiday
ready.
song.
Yup.
So heartfelt, Tony. You know, we went into the
Beautiful.
studio the other day. We
Yeah,
laid
we
down
did.
the tracks, and I'm so pleased with the final result. And, well, now it's time to debut it on the show right now. Our special holiday song, our tribute to Joel Embiid. Go ahead.
The first Joel Embiid injury was a stress fracture inside of one of his feet. They put screws in his navicular bone, and he spent his first season just sitting at home. The second Joel Embiid injury was to the same bone he broke previously. They put a bone graft in the fracture site, and he missed the whole season for the second straight time. Then he tore the meniscus inside his left knee, which forced him to have arthroscopic surgery. Then after the fracture inside of his face, he wore a mask that made him look like he came from outer space. And when Kuminga fell upon his left knee, it might have been injury 73. And then Joel had a sinus fracture, the only body part he had yet to injure. And then his knee got injured again. We wonder if Anthem is canceling his plan. Joel, 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 Joel. He is the king of questionable health.
Just such a moving and beautiful tribute by us there, Tony.
Absolutely.
You know, I
So
don't want
beautiful.
to sound like too much bravado or whatever you'd call it,
Yup.
but that is destined to become a holiday classic.
Absolutely. No doubt about it.
Which means we now have two of the greatest holiday songs
Ever.
of all time,
Yeah, we
including
do.
Jalen
Yup.
Bells, of course,
Yup.
the number one hit.
Yep.
Anyway, just what a great way to end the show
Yup,
and go
for
out with
Thanksgiving.
wait.
Oh,
Wait.
you kidding me?
It's the Grinch.
Corrections.
There he
Yeah,
is.
the
coming along
Grinch
for
who
the
stole
holiday
all the
season.
holidays
What?
and happiness.
Corrections.
Why? Go.
You said The Sixth Sense is a terrible movie, and you left in the middle of it.
Terrible movie.
Boring beginning, bro.
Yeah.
No, maybe you should have watched the rest of it. It's like one of the highest rated movies of all time on IMDb.
Oh, yeah, well, IMDb? More like you are DB. Douchebag.
Yeah. And right now, I see dead people. You. Oh.
Backfire.
Yeah,
on
wait,
you,
wait,
now
bro.
shut up.
What?
Oh, he's
No.
still talking. What?
You said Google was one of the top companies in the world.
Duh.
It's called business, bro.
Yeah.
I know. If you're talking about it as a business, then you should call it by its parent company, Alphabet, not Google.
Oh, yeah, well, I alpha bet that you're going to die tonight.
Yeah. In fact, I just saw you on Google. I typed in penisless virgin. Oh, you're done.
Great one, Tony.
Yeah,
And,
that's it.
Oh, you know what I just saw? This just popped over my
What?
email. Booked for next week. A big one, Tony. Super Bowl hero, Eagles legend Nick Foles will be here. Hey, don't forget. Yeah, it may be the holiday, but it's time for you to get to work.
Yeah,
You're
you
gonna
gotta
visit our
work.
sponsor, Fresh Clean Threads.
Yup.
You're going to click the link in the
You're
description.
gonna buy
bio,
all
whatever.
the merch.
Yeah, you're going to rate and review, buy
Yup.
merch. You're going to
Everything.
like and subscribe. And
Yup.
also, you can go ahead and have a happy Thanksgiving and give thanks to us and the show
Of
we just
course.
gave you.
You're welcome.
And Tony, on that note, great job as always.
Same to you, Paulie. Another flawless show.
There you go. We'll see you people next week.
See ya.